6th April 1994, a date that is forever engraved in the minds and memories of many Rwandan people who lost approximately 1 million citizens and an estimated 150,000 to 200,000 women raped during the historic Rwandan Genocide. Now, the death of the presidents of Rwanda and Burundi through a plane crash that was caused by a rocket attack resulted in the most diabolic civil wars in history, with members of the presidential guard starting it all with killing Tutsi civilians at a section of Kigali near the airport. A war between two tribes emerged, the Hutu and the Tutsi. But amidst it all, the ending of this war sat one man, His Excellency Honorable Paul Kagame. President Paul Kagame, a fictitious and yet mysterious man, loved in his country yet hated outside his country by certain nations. He was born on 23rd of October 1957. Paul Kagame is a Rwandan politician and former military officer who has been the president of Rwanda since 2000. Formerly the commander of Rwandan Patriotic Force, a rebel armed force that invaded Rwanda in 1990 and was one of the main belligerents of the Rwandan Civil War and was the armed force that ended the 1994 Rwandan Genocide, has of late been linked with several wars and impending wars across East and Central Africa, especially countries that are bordering Rwanda either to the east or to the north. I'm speaking of DR Congo and Burundi. The president who once fought in Museveni's rebel group has distanced himself with the allegiances or allegations of wars, yet more continues to come up each and every day, linking the Rwandan president to many ongoing wars in East and Central Africa. Others term him as a puppet for the West. But a man loved in his country yet hated outside, could he be a white man's puppet? In March 2025, DR Congo, the richest African country, was faced with yet another civil war, catapulted by the rise of the M23 rebels who took control of the most eastern city of Goma. Congolese residents and protesters in Kinshasa, the capital of DRC, burnt portraits of Rwanda's president, that is Paul Kagame, and teared up Rwanda's flag as they accused the president, that is Paul Kagame, an ex-militia, for backing up the rebels, an accusation that was long made by the United Nations. To put it bluntly, a group of UN experts maintained that the Rwandan army is the de facto control of M23 operations, detailing how M23 recruits were trained under Rwandan supervision and supported by high-tech Rwandan weaponry. However, since the conflict began, President Paul Kagame repeatedly denied, or he has denied, his involvement in supporting the M23 rebel, who are well-equipped, well-armed, and well-trained. He further even denied knowing of the existence of the Rwandan army in DRC. For President Paul Kagame, the context of it all comes down to the Rwandan genocide that took place over a decade ago, that is in 1994. The M23 origins are tied to the tensions that took place decades ago, and in its latest incarnation, it says it is fighting for the interest of the minority, that is the Tutsi community in Eastern DRC. According to experts, Sultani Makenga, who is the leader of M23, once fought for Kagame in the early 1990s in Rwanda, and is said to be the military chief of the M23 rebels. Now, Sultani Makenga is said to have attended a passing out ceremony between the 25th of September and the 31st of October that involved 3,000 recruits. Remember, Sultani once fought for Paul Kagame. Sultani is accused to be the leader of the M23 rebels. Then, if Kagame linked to the M23 rebels, could he be the man at the middle of it all for causing all these civil wars? Now, Rwanda's ally Uganda, whose President Kagame fought for, that is President Museveni, before he went to fight in Rwanda, also was unhappy about the rebel group in DR Congo because it threatens the security. But also, Uganda has been accused of helping the M23 rebel with its officers. Those are the Ugandan officers being spotted in Chanzu, accusations that Kampala has denied up to date. However, Rwanda's history of war with Congo is unmatched, and its streak that runs for over a decade. Let me take you down the memory lane. From 1996 to date, Rwanda has involved itself in wars outside its borders, especially in Congo, something that proves a hidden interest from Rwanda in Congo. Between 1996 and 1997, Rwanda took part in the First Congo War, which led to overthrowing of Mobutu Sese Seko regime and the installation of Laurent Kabila as president of Zaire that later became Congo. In 1998-2002, Rwanda also took part in the Second Congo War that led to the creation of the unified multi-party government, the Pretoria Accord, and the State of Kivu conflict. In 2009, Rwanda took part in the Eastern Congo Offensive, where the Hutu power militia was weakened. In the same year, Rwanda took part in the Dongo Rebellion, where DR Congo recaptured Dongo. In a civil war that started in 2020 between the Central African Republic and Russia in 2021, Rwanda intervened in the insurgency in Cabo Delgado, a war that saw its involvement alongside Mozambique, South Africa, and Tanzania. Now, the accusations of war caused by Congo not only end in Congo. As of late, the Burundian president has accused Congo of waging a war in Burundi, citing that Burundi is ready for a war that is being brought to it by Congo. A question that up to date we still ask ourselves: who is Paul Kagame? Why is it that Paul Kagame is being linked with all this war? Yes, Rwanda sits at a position of a historical engagement and involvement of wars across Congo and East Africa, especially Burundi. But could the Hutu and the Tutsi civil war back in 1994 still be ringing in the mind of this man, that he might be leading coups and civil wars within East and Central Africa? My name is Movali Derrick. This has been The Politician's Guide. A quick look into the mysterious man, Paul Kagame.